Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Bulldog Hockey as Ferris State gets set to open the 2023-2024 season at home this weekend against the Miami Redhawks. And joined by head coach Bob Daniels. And Coach, welcome to the show.
Great to be here, Rob.
I know you're excited here. Your team taking the ice for the first time this weekend here in front of the home fans.
Yeah, can't wait to get started. It seems like, summer goes quickly, but it does seem like a long time since we played last March in the playoffs, and we're looking forward to getting going.
What have you seen out of your team here through the preseason and some of the workouts that they have had?
Sure. Well, starting with the intangibles, it's a good group. They work really hard. They're great away from the rink. No issues. They seem to have come together very well. We've had a chance to do a variety of things here in the fall. We took the guys to a Whitecaps game. We did a little golf outing. So we've done some other programming before classes started that really allowed a lot of our new guys to mix in well. And then on the ice and in the weight room, the guys have looked really good. I mean, we really do. I think, I look at our team in net. We've got two really good goaltenders in Logan Stein and Noah Giesbrecht. Our defensive core, while younger, I like the depth of our D core, probably an area where we're a little bit thin in terms of numbers, but I like the players that we have. And then up front, we're as deep as we've been in quite some time.
What have you seen out of the new guys coming into the program, and obviously a freshman class coming in that'll see the ice for the first time?
Yeah, well, two defensemen that have looked really good to me. Well, actually three, because we have three first-year Bulldogs. Two of them, and Trevor Talene and Jack Messick, look really good. I've been very impressed with them. We have a grad transfer in Nick Hale. He looks very comfortable, as you would expect out of a fifth-year player. And so they've meshed really well. Then up front, Ben Acosta's looked really good for us as a first-year player. Same with Emerson Good and Holden Dole. So, I think, they're going to take time. Obviously, game action will be different, but I would expect this weekend all the freshmen, all first-year players to see action one night or the other.
You mentioned two quality netminders coming back, and Noah Giesbrecht and Logan Stein. How important is it to have those two guys with so much experience back there in net for you?
Wow, it's great. And, I watch them, and they're bringing out the best in each other. And, you worry sometimes if you have one really good goaltender and a solid number two. But we have two I would consider number ones. And what that does for us, it allows for a lot of competition in practice. I mean, those two are competing for net time during the season. They're different type goalies. I think Noah's a little more cerebral, and where Logan's more of a battler. But they're both effective in what they do. It gives us options, and the good thing is whichever one of them has the hot hand, we're going to go with.
I know this past week you had a chance to name your team captains, and to do that you had Derek Lalonde, head coach of the Detroit Red Wings, to announce those captains, former assistant of yours. What was that like having him back here on campus?
It was awesome, and it was Dave Sensor's idea. He said, I think Derek's coming through town on Monday. That was the day we were going to announce the captains anyways. He said, boy, it would be great if he could stop by. He's going to drive right past here. So I just reached out to Derek, didn't even skip a beat, said, yeah, I would love to do it. It was good to have him in. I could tell the guys were excited to have him. They didn't know that he was going to be there to name the captains. And, that's special. It's special for all the players. It's certainly for the guys that were named captains, very special for them.
Speaking of those captains, maybe talk about the leadership and who some of those key leaders are going to be for your team this season.
Well, it was one of the more difficult times we've ever had in naming captains, not because we didn't have enough to name. It was just we've got a lot of great leaderships in our leadership team. And it was easy with Brendan McLaren. He was a captain last year, did an outstanding job. So yeah, that one wasn't even up for grabs. We knew he was going to be wearing a C. And then Stepan Pokorny, Jason Branchow, and Nick Hale will wear A's. And those guys all very deserving. But, a couple other guys that could have gotten it is Ben Schulteis and Antonio Venuto. I mean, you get to a point where you just can't name everyone. But that just shows you the depth and the type of leadership we have. And Logan Stein was an alternate last year, and it didn't really work well for a goalie. He knew it won. And so we went to Logan at the start of the year and said, Logan, do you want it, or is it more of a distraction to you as a goaltender? And he said, he'd prefer not to wear it because it is a distraction during the game. He's not really supposed to go up and talk to the officials. So it made it easy. We opened it up. And if we felt like we didn't have enough leadership, we would have asked Logan to stay with the A. But because we've got such great depth in leadership, we asked him what he wanted to do. And I think Logan made the right choice. He's got enough on his plate in the game just to worry about being a netminder.
Obviously, this weekend you start off a very quality opponent coming in Miami of Ohio here for a 2-game set on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, we're really familiar with Miami. Obviously, we played for years and years in the CCHA with them. And ever since then, I think we've played them every season. Bergeron, Coach Bergeron does a terrific job with them. I know Chris will have them playing hard. They're going to be, I can almost tell you the blueprint of their game. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to forecheck hard. They're going to be heavy on pucks. It's be a great opening weekend to get us prepared for the remainder of the season.
How important is it to play at home here on this first weekend? And you've got a good stretch of home games out here early in the year.
We do, Rob, and we've got a good chunk of home games throughout the year. And so last year it seemed like we were on the road a lot. This year we'll be the benefactors of being at home a little bit more. And for us, I think last year we had a better road record than we had a home record. That is something we want to straighten out. We want to be able to defend home ice, and so for us that's going to be something we'll be pointing out to the team, that we want to make sure that when the year ends that we've got a really good home record.
Obviously, playing at home, the fans into the Ava Glavin Ice Arena, a couple new things, and one of them starts with the video boards that are going in as we speak.
Yeah, we've got 2 new toys in the video boards, and I'm excited about it. I'd like to thank, obviously Steve Brocklebank, the athletic director, for spearheading that, as well as Jim Bachmeyer and President Pink for supporting the program and getting those video boards. I think it's really important that we have a great in-game experience beyond the great hockey that's going to be played at the arena this year. The fact that we can enhance the fan experience by having video boards, and there's some other things that we've added to the pregame show, if you will, that I think it was really important for Steve Brocklebank to get a little bit more excitement in there in terms of the fan experience. So it's going to be great. I'm excited. I haven't seen the video boards running yet, but I think later this week they'll have some test runs, and I'm excited to see the type of things we can do with those boards.
I know finally here, excited to see what your team can do on the ice, and what's it going to take to be successful this weekend?
Well, this weekend, it's going to be, it's always this first weekend where you learn the most, I think, about your team. I know we're going to have holes. I'm just not sure where they're at. I can say right now from watching, I don't think we forecheck well enough yet. We're really working hard on that. And so that and our defensive zone coverage, we've got a lot of young centers. Connor McGrath moved to the wing partway through last year. He's coming back to the middle. We moved Tyler Schleppe to center with the loss of Bradley Merrick in August when he signed. And then Holden Dole will be in the middle. And so we're a little young in that position, or inexperienced. So consequently, that shows up in our defensive zone. But, those areas I know to work on. I can tell you one thing, though, this weekend we'll compete hard, we'll battle, and there'll be 2 very close games.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time. Best of luck here as you open up the season.
Thank you very much, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.